So welcome to the halfway point of the 2050 season. First off, thank you so much for the support on last season's cup win. It's the first video I've recorded since that went live, and the comments and the feedback has been insane. Hopefully by this point this video goes live, I would have started doing my live stream a couple of nights a week as well. Fingers crossed. If I haven't, pretend I've not said anything. So let's review halfway through the season, shall we? So first off, Wonder Kids for this year, the top 50. Makengo, comes in 11th place. Weirdly, I can't get a face pack to work on him. But it comes in 11th place, which is insane considering it costs us 5 million. Happy with that. And Bojan, who now we've sold him and he's gone to Inter and he's just on loan at us, he's now getting capped by Serbia. He's in the top 50 Wonder Kids. But when he was with us, couldn't do anything. Couldn't play football. Couldn't. I mean, obviously, he's gained this top 50 Wonder Kids while playing for us last year, but still, he never impressed me. So the rankings are in. Our league is now in 21st place in the league rankings, moving up 2 places. So we are now, where are we? We are here, just behind the Croatian top flight, and the second flight in Germany, top flight in Ukraine, top flight in Turkey, etc. We're closing in on that 3.5 star rating, which takes us all the way to Denmark. So, very pleased with that. We've moved up 3 places to 21st in the European club rankings. We are almost inside that top 20 clubs in European football. Coefficient-wise, we're in a good spot again. We're in 20th place again. We lose this 3.875 as well, so we lose our worst one. And looking at our scores, already we're overtaken, what, 1, 2, and we're going to overtake 3. We're overtaken 3 nations straight away, which will put us up to 17th. So there's a chance, if we have a good run in Europe, we can get top 16 maybe. Maybe. I'm really pleased with how we're looking. So before we recap how the league and the Champions League qualifying has gone, I just want to address financially, because you're going to be shocked by what's happened this year. You can see here, 102 million in profit this year. After a 75 million pound loss last year, we have 240 million in the bank. We were failing FFP massively. We were projected to be well under, which, yes, sometimes projections wrong. But my board was having a panic attack. We were getting like 3 or 4 recommendations a week of players we should move on to balance the books. My rating went to F due to my financial control. Panic was setting in, basically. So we fixed it. We have fixed it massively. We're 100 million in profit this year. We've got 240 million in the bank. We've had to do a rebuild season, which at this point of the FM23 cycle was not what I wanted, but I like rebuilding, so I've kind of enjoyed it. So the first player to come in over the summer for 400k is this young Jamaican. Hasn't featured for the first team, but 9 games so far for the B team. Very talented looking player, obviously. Whenever I record these videos, every arrow's a down arrow. I promise he's been developing. Next player coming back to the club, Mufasa, comes back from Gladbach for £8 million on a squad player contract. As a backup striker at 24 years old with 6 goals and 7 in national appearances, can't get better. Honestly, so pleased with this signing. The next player coming in for 4.1 million is a 19-year-old Mexican. He has gone out on loan to one of our feeder clubs, Hamstads. I think he has a lot of potential, he really does. I think some solid football over in Sweden, and then getting back and see how he's going to develop, but I really am pleased with this signing. We needed some goalkeepers. Mikkel Jensen, we don't really have to talk much about him. We needed goalkeepers, not for the first team, for the backup, B teams, etc. We needed him, okay. Another one of these sign them and move them on players. Owen Bates comes in on a free transfer from Liverpool on a fringe contract. Now, the difference between him and previous ones, and the other guy we've actually signed for the same reason, we're actually using them. I've decided that these type of players we bring in, we are actually going to use, because there's a more chance we can move them on. All the players who feature for my first team are always wanted. So he's going to feature off the bench in league games when we have European games coming up, etc. And hopefully his value goes up and up, and we can make a good bit of money on him. Along with this guy, Montel Roberts from Chelsea, who also comes in on a free, is also featuring in some games and also has a lot of potential. So it's not like I'm bringing in players who are not good enough, especially in league games. Now the next signing, another player returned to the club, is Martin Jeller, coming back from Hoffenheim. He had a great season for us a couple of years ago. Went to Hoffenheim, has been a regular for them. Come back for 12 million. I think that's money well spent. I mean, and with our formation we've used this year, he just fits. Now, again, we needed more goalkeepers, and Håkon Arne Lervik Horseng comes in, Norwegian from Berdeglimt, comes in for 2.2 million. And he's already featuring in some games. He's become not a rotation, but more like when we have a cup game, I'll put him in. Or when we have a cup game coming up in the Champions League, I might play him in the league. He's good. He's only 18. He's 6'5", by the way. Next player coming in from Mali, Mali International. We haven't signed a player from Africa in a while, but 115k, and he's already valued up to 10 million. Want to buy OB on loan, but wow. Don't know what else to say. Just, yeah. The final player coming in then for 950k comes in as a youth team player. Again, I think there's big money to be made on this kid. He looks a very talented striker. And for that much money, 950k, I think it's money well spent. He's going to score goals for fun in our youth team, then our B team. Then if he doesn't become a first team player, we'll move him on. So that's 29.5 million spent. Some good players come back to the club. Now let's look at the outs. So first off, Cadet has left us to Marseille. Oh no, we looked at them. We are all the way to here. Okay, so the first big player going out was Oscar Green. He's gone to Arsenal for 50 million. Now, we paid 36. Couple of decent seasons, sold for 50. We needed to balance the books. He's gone out for 50 million. I think it was a good deal. Pontis, our right back, Greek right back. Very talented. I would have preferred not to lose him, but again, only had 2 years left on his contract. We got offered 37 million. 35 rising to 37. Again, insane money for that player. A couple of loans there. Franson's gone to OB on loan, the striker. Solfjeld, one of our defenders, has left us. Now, we have gone to a 2 at the back, so I was willing to let this deal happen. Watford came in. I rejected it, obviously, first off. And he started kicking up a fuss. He said he wanted to go and play for Watford. So I said, if they offer 19.5 million, I'll sell you. So we paid 7. At the age of 28, we've just sold him for 19.5. Goodbye. The next player is Godfrey. Now, every time a club came in for him, he complained and said, why aren't you selling me? Every time. So in the end, we've ended up just letting him go. He's gone for 4.9 million to Portsmouth. We signed him for 4 million. He's had a couple of years where he's been alright for us, but a little bit of profit on him is always nice. And then there's just some loan deals after that to clubs in and around the league. But Godfrey was one of them tough ones. It was literally every single time an offer came in, why haven't you sold me? Why won't you let me talk to that club? Any club. He complained, why won't you let me speak to them? So we've ended up making 139 million on transfers, spending 29, so it's like 110 million profit on the transfers alone there. And I don't think we're in a bad position. We're going to look at our tactics. So we have been using this tactic this season now, and honestly, it's insane. Now, if you remember in the last video, the media suggested this type of team, this type of setup, and I thought, you know what, I wonder if that tactic could work. Oh my days. First off, with Makengo up top, in fact, you know what? Miscellaneous. We're going to set a nickname for Makengo. With John up top, Franklin on the left, Inderberg in the middle, and Hjella on the right, that front four is electric. Then you have Mufasa and 16 on the bench. Now, 16 is developing fantastically. Very, very talented player. 10 assists and 9 goals in the games he's been playing for us. So him coming off the bench has been insane. Mufasa as well, top player. That front four is just scary. Sterler playing in the defensive mid as a volante has been insane, alongside Yemeland as a ball-winning midfielder. Then a back four of Morale, the young right-back we signed from Leicester. I think it was Leicester, wasn't it? Yeah, Leicester for 3 million. Has slotted in nicely after Pontus left. Harder, alongside Mark Quadson in the back two. And then Keelstrip as the left-back has pretty much cemented his spot at the minute. I do think long-term I would like a new left-back, but he's doing alright. 14 assists. He's doing alright. But this tactic has been insane. And when you look at the league, you can see. Played 21 in the league, won 21. Now I know we are expected to be league champions. But 21 out of 21 shows how dominant this tactic is. And if we go on the stages side, 83 goals with 7 conceded. So it's a very solid tactic defensively. Now in the Cup, we've gone through comfortably. 8-0 victory in the second round. We got 2-0 victory over KI in the third round. Quarterfinals, a 3-0 victory over EB. Semi-finals, a 3-0 victory over NSI. And we're going to play Vikingur Goethe in the final. We beat Vikingur Goethe 6-0 in the Super Cup final. Now looking at how the Champions League qualifying has gone, we played Zalgiris of Lithuania in the first qualifying round, well second qualifying, but first for us. Got 5-0 victory in the first leg with John getting 2, Franklin, Sterler and Inderberg on the score sheet. Before a 4-2 victory at home with an own goal and then Fejja, Inderberg and Harder on the score sheet for us there. Third qualifying round, we came up against Shamrock Rovers, and with a 6-1 victory in the first leg, as my alarm goes off, we almost secure qualification. Hjelle, Inderberg with 3 and John with 2 again. And that was followed up with a very, very comfortable 2-0 victory in the second leg. We basically cruised through it. And in the playoffs, we came up against a team from Belarus in Shakhtar. Nailed it. 6-0 victory in the first leg. John with a hat-trick, Mark Quadson, Yemeland and Inderberg on the score sheet. Before a 6-0 victory at home with Franklin getting 2, John, Inderberg and Yella on the score sheet. That's only 5, there must be one more. And Sterler on the score sheet. Good job, me, I can count. 12-0 in qualifying in the playoff round. We have been dominating with this new tactic. Absolutely dominating. So our group stage games for the rest of this season, we're going to start with Blackburn away from home, who are a powerhouse of English football now. Maribor at home, Real Sociedad at home, Barcelona at home before away to Napoli, then ending against Red Star away. And then going into the next season, we'll play Lyon at home and RB Leipzig away from home. But I think them fixtures, we can secure knockout rounds, 100%. Now, the qualifying has given us 3 points. So, at the minute, we are on 29.375 points next season. Now, that will see us overtake absolutely nobody. Wait. No. We are here. We have 3.75, which will see us on 32.25. I apologise. Now that will see us overtake 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. We could go up to 16th, 15th, 16th. We need a good Champions League run, because we are starting to make proper ground on these teams above us. Proper ground on them. Now, we have been hindered a little bit. First off, Vikingur Goethe. They decided that they would come up against HJK first in the Europa League and go out. Then they went to the Conference League against Spartak Trnava of Slovakia and went out. And Vester came up against Besiktas, so I do kind of understand that one, and they went out as well. Now, KI, the other team, actually didn't do too bad. They didn't get to the group stage, but they didn't do bad. So, Conference League, first off against OFI, a 1-1 draw away before 1-0 victory at home. Then they played Osijek, are they Croatia? Yeah. 2-0 victory at home, then a 2-1 away from home, before they played Standard Liège and only lost on penalties. So they were so close to the Conference League group stage, which points-wise would have been such a boost for us. Such a boost. So they were close. Oh, have they got a new stadium? Have they got a new... When was that built? Built 2047. Capacity? Capacity 13.2. Okay, very nice. Yeah, distracted. But we are cruising the league. We've gone into the Champions League knockouts. Hopefully you think our transfers are okay. Yes, we lost a lot of players. I don't know. Keelstrup's decent, isn't he? He's so hard work and decent. He does actually want to leave, weirdly, at the minute. Yeah. So he's definitely one of them players who I can't decide if we're going to move him on or not. But if he does refuse to sign a new contract, then we probably are going to have to move him on. But we're in a strong position, so I'm actually interested to see how we can do in the Champions League group stage. So next video will be the end of the season review. Hopefully we're going to review a decent run in the Champions League group stage. That's the dream. But I've been Paul, also known as the Northman. This is season 2050, and I'll see you next time.